As the game starts taking us higher, feeling strong, no time to tire. Living dreams like our own empire. Moving fast, no looking back. Hearts on track, never slack. Hand in hand, we got the knack. Together we light up the black. Love and passion fuel our flame. In this world we stake our claim. Two hearts beating just the same. We've got it all, never tame.
Good day, all you beautiful dreamers, keepers, and reptile enthusiasts. It's the conductor from Sky High Morphs, rolling with Show Me Reptiles. So tonight we got a amazing guest tonight. So before we do that, we're going to go ahead and give the shout outs to everybody that's out in the comments. First off, we have the wife. What's going on? How you doing, wifey? Kryptonite Dreams, how you doing, Kryptonite? We have Mark Anderson, how you doing, Mark? Thank you for coming out. You got the boss man, thank you for coming out tonight, boss. You also got my boy Steve, thank you for coming out. And it looks like that is everybody. So before we go ahead and bring our guests out, we are going to go ahead and roll some of our sponsorship videos.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Reptile. Show me Reptile.
Island, well, I want to say about 4 years ago or so, and I think that was
the python. So let me, I can say that the retic is my favorite, but I love my watermark. And I
rodents, you got to make sure you're on them all the time, because if not, you know, they can get out of hand.
Really weird, and you know, I was like, can't keep them all.
Right.
What do you think?
I really think that's a good idea.
You ready to go inside, conductor? Let's go crash dive in here.
Nice.
This is tiny.
That's
Is it
tiny.
Yeah.
And I felt like it wasn't really an inclusive community, you know, and I wanted to involve everybody and grow it. And
So that will be our sponsorship videos. Want to say thank you, Mickey, for allowing me to come on to the network and do my thing. I greatly appreciate that. Along with the General, Steve Nelson. Thank you for taking me under your wing, buddy. I greatly appreciate that as well. With that, I am going to go ahead and bring out our guest, and that is Paige. Hey, Paige, how you doing?
I'm good, Brian. How are you?
Doing excellent, doing excellent. So, how long have you been doing the reptiles?
Tomorrow will actually mark my 1 year
Your one.
mark for
Wow. So
my
only a year.
reptile adventure.
Okay. And
Pardon?
since I was going to say, since you've been doing this, you've started quite a business for yourself in just that year. Can you go ahead and walk us along that journey a little bit?
Yeah. So a little backstory. I lost my brother last year, and it kind of changed my whole outlook on life. And I started living life in a whole different way. More of the follow your dreams. You only live once. You know, people are gone too soon. Kind of outlook on it. And I had always wanted a snake since I was 13 or 14. And I finally, for my 35th birthday, I got my first snake. And it just kind of went from there. I got Asmodeus. And then by October, I had like 6 snakes. And I had fallen in love. But yeah, it happened really fast. I just fell in love and became really passionate. And I'm like, you know what? I want to open a reptile store, and I want to do some breeding, and I want to do it a little bit differently than everybody else. And a year later, since my first snake purchase, and I'm actually preparing to pair for my first clutch this October. So wow. I've came a long way, I feel, in the last year since I've started this whole adventure. And it hasn't even been a whole year since I decided that I wanted to open a store and I wanted to breed ball pythons.
That's a lot to do in just a year. Now, is the reptile something that you just got into in this last year, or is that something that's always been in your life?
I've always wanted to. My cousins and stuff, their parents allowed them to have spiders and reptiles and all these things. For me, my mom said no. And then I had kids early, so I focused on being a mom and a wife. And now that I'm divorced and an only parent, I'm kind of doing me, and I'm going to put my business management degree to work. And I've been following a lot of the bigger names, Steve Nelson, Ozzy Boyd, people like that. And I've actually and all those people, and I've learned a lot. I have learned so much. I've completely nerded out over this, this whole industry and these these creatures. I'm just passionate about them. Like, I don't just want ball pythons. Eventually, I'll have more variety of species, but for now, I'm sticking with my ball pythons and working with those and learning the genetics and everything on those.
Okay, and how many ball pythons right now do you have currently?
14.
14, and you said you're already
Yeah.
expecting a clutch. So what was the pairing?
I'm expecting to start pairing. I'm expecting to start pairing for the clutch in October.
Okay, and what is the
Is
pairing?
where I'm at.
And what do you plan on pairing?
I'm actually going to be a little ambitious with with my first clutch, but I'm kind of in the go big or go home mindset. I'm going to pair my NG sulfur female, who's at just over 1,800 grams and growing beautifully, to my clockwork pinstripe Mojave Orange Dream, possible super clockwork. And I'm going to pair her to my vanilla clown male and jumpstart my clockwork clown project that I have up here working.
Okay. Now,
so it'll be a dual sired clutch for my first clutch, and it'll be working with the clockwork gene that I got from Chris McDougall at Snake and Stein Reptiles LLC.
Now, out of those two pairings with the same female, which one do you or are you hoping actually get her, or are you hoping that you just get a split dual sire clutch? Because there is that chance of, oh, I think she might have froze up. But as I was saying, there is a chance of getting just one male and all the same eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh no, I understand. I've got a somewhat little idea how I want to do it, but I'm still in the process of doing my brainstorming and talking to everybody also.
Okay.
I'm a thinker. I like to think. I like to plan.
Okay. And
so
now, how much have you invested into the business so far?
Right around $3,000.
Okay,
that includes all my snake, because I have everybody in tanks currently. That includes my tanks and all my everything and all my snakes.
Okay, that ain't too bad. And you say you opened up a reptile shop?
I'm working on the reptile shop. I haven't quite narrowed down a spot for my storefront just yet, but I am working on it. It's going. It's a process, but it's going. I knew if I was going to breed ball pythons, I needed to start them kind of first because they were going to take longer. Because females have to be, 3 years old, etc. And I kind of started with the snakes first, I guess.
All right, and the boss wants to know: are you going to come and vend with us at Show Me?
Hell yeah! You bet your sweet booty. I will come and vend a show, definitely.
Oh yes. And Mark Anderson is asking, what is the clockwork gene?
The clockwork gene, from what Chris McDougall has explained to me, is a pattern and color gene. And he also thinks it might be leaning more towards an enhancer gene. But it kind of plays with different patterns and kind of blows them out or sharpens up the colors a little bit. It likes to brighten up oranges, Chris said. We actually just had a live chat about this yesterday, because he just had another clockwork clutch as well. He said he found it in a pinstripe female he bought back in 2008, and he's just now started selling it to like the public. There's that I know of. I think there's only like 3 or 4 of us besides Chris that actually have their hands on the gene.
Okay. And now you were saying that you were going to want to start the reptile shop and breed ball pythons. Now, what are your hopes for the reptile shop in, let's say, 3 to 4 years? Are you hoping it to be like really big, or are you going to try to keep it more of a smaller?
I want to keep it a more local, smaller business. I don't want it too big because I'm only one person, but I don't want it too small either. And like I said, I do want a variety of reptiles in there besides just ball pythons. And you know, I raise my own rats, so I'd also offer a live food source because there's only 2 places within an hour of where I live that offer live food sources for rats.
Oh, okay.
So I'm hoping to add a little bit more variety for the reptile customers that are over here.
All right. And then what will be your hopes for the breeding of the ball pythons? Are you trying to get up to like Canova, or are you trying to stay?
No, I don't.
Go ahead.
I want to stay a little bit smaller. I don't want to have hundreds and hundreds of clutches a year. Canova is absolutely huge, and I'm just one person.
Right.
Like I said, but I mean, I don't really want to go probably more than 20 or 30 clutches a year, probably, and that's even pretty high for my original thoughts on this whole process and this whole little entrepreneur thing that I am venturing down my little path here.
And Mark is asking, do you have any other reptiles or animals?
I have 3 dogs and like 3, 4, 5 dozen rats currently between all my
And
I'm drawing a blank here, all my colonies and whatnot.
Okay.
And I'm located in Oregon.
And of course, don't forget to smash that like button. But as I was saying now,
thank you, Mark.
With the breeding, you say you're going to try to stay more small. You don't want to do no more than maybe 30, maybe 40 clutches. Now, how many clutches are you hoping to have by this season or possibly next year?
Next year, I'm hoping for at least 3 clutches because I have 2 other females besides my Enchi sulfur that are growing nicely. And I have several boys that are growing nicely also. And I'm looking forward to pairing them. I have a lesser black pastel vanilla female that I want to pair with my coral glow pastel sugar male. And then I have a cinnamon. She's actually in my purse right now. Hold on. I got her. She came from Tropical Hut, actually, I guess, in Portland, Oregon. She was labeled as a black pastel HRA, but upon kind of, talking with people like Dave Hensler and stuff, she's more, and the lines on her eyes, she's just more of a cinnamon HRA, which makes her a gargoyle.
Okay.
And I have plans to pair her to, I have plans, hopefully. He's already at 530 grams. He's a big boy. He's a spot nose super pastel leopard yellow belly paradox.
Okay.
I really like the HRA gene, and I really like the blackhead gene, and I want to work with more unworked genes, the underrated genes, the new genes. I don't want to make the same thing as everybody else. I want to go above and beyond and be a little ambitious.
Right. All right. And so how do you pick the genetics that you're, besides going above and beyond and being ambitious as you are, how are you going about picking the genetics in your collection? Are you trying to be more strategic about it, or are you just saying this is something that's not worked with?
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of I'm looking at it and I'm like, is that appeasing to my eyes? I look up the gene, I find out what it does, and then I look at how many other people are working with the same gene right now. Because a
Right.
lot of people, they're all doing similar projects. And in
Yes.
order for me to get above everybody else, I have to think beyond and above everybody else. That's why months ago I got my hands on the clockwork gene, and I've just been having fun ever since. And I want to play with, you know, pattern alter. I really like genes that change the patterns and the colors. Lavender,
Okay.
albino, banana, coral glow, pastel's another one, hypo, desert ghost. I still haven't got all those in my collection just yet, but I'm working
Okay.
on it.
Now, do you have
Like I
any?
said, I've only been at this for a year.
Right. Now, do you have any clockwork or anything that you would like to show off?
Oh yeah, let me get him out. He is gorgeous. I just got to put her away for just a second. 1 second. Oh, she likes to give you neck hugs. Now this boy, sorry, this guy, he is my clockwork, pinstripe, Mojave, orange dream. Oh, careful, is it possible super clockwork? I'm really, really praying that he proves super.
He is beautiful.
And I've seen enough of Chris's videos, and I've seen the clockwork and the different combos that he has. And hi, buddy. And I just think it's amazing. It definitely changes up the pattern and
Yeah.
enhances his color a lot. Like I cannot wait to see what this gene can do. I know Tyson at RT Royals. He has the gene. John Wilder at Wilder Ball Pythons, I believe that's his name. He has the gene also. And I want to say a couple other people, but I'm not sure who they are besides, Chris and myself. But I'm really excited to see what this gene will do with clown and blackhead and HRA, as well as a whole list of other genes.
Right. Now,
So
what are some genes that you don't have in your collection that you would really, really love to go and pick up?
oh, I need GHI, and I need chocolate, and I need hypo. That's just like an absolute necessity.
Yeah.
And I want
Yes,
lace for sure. And I want stranger, and I want Wookie. I want RK asphalt. I just talked to the guy at he's based out of the UK. He has the Dark Matter, Dark Sun, Dark Nova project going on.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. New Gene Balls. I do believe
Yes.
it is New Genes.
Yeah. I want to get my hands on that one. Him and I actually had a lengthy conversation today about the gene, and he asked, what are some of my projects? And he's like, whoa, I'm definitely going to be paying attention to you. I'm just like, really? Thanks. That means like a lot, because he's been doing this stuff a lot longer than me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they only sell to other breeders. They don't sell anything as pets or anything. It's only breeding stock. That's all they sell. And they're very picky when it comes to releasing any of their project to somebody. I'd say that. I've followed them quite a bit on YouTube and that. So, but go ahead.
Yeah, when I see a new gene and I haven't heard of it, I tend to comment and be like, what's this? You know, tell me more about this gene. I want to know. I want people to tell me about these genes. I want information. I want to know if I am going to be interested in this project, because I want to get on as early as I can in the project. You know what I mean? I don't want to
Right.
start it after 5,000 people have already worked with the gene. I want to work with it now.
Right. So, how much have you invested in your clockwork, specifically?
This boy is my only clockwork right now, and I actually got him for a pretty good steal. He was about $450, but I think Chris gave me a little bit of a deal on him, because the other female that is from his same clutch, I believe, is listed as for $750 on Morph Market right now.
Oh yeah, you got a nice
So,
deal.
I got pretty lucky. Yeah. I got a really nice deal, but I'm a lifelong customer for Chris. There's probably never going to be a clutch that I'm not, ooh, what's going to come out of that? Ooh, what's going to come out of that? Because he's just got so many cool things going on, and I'm just enthralled and blown away by everything. I'm living until I get my first clutch on the ground and my first pip. I'm living vicariously through everybody else. So when everybody
Right.
else is snakes, I'm like, ooh, send me baby pictures. You know, I want to see the baby pictures.
And so you haven't been out to shows or anything yet. Obviously, you haven't been vending
No,
yet.
I don't trust myself at expos because I've already collected 14 snakes in the last year. And the
That rookie number.
hardest part is I don't have anybody to tell me, no, I can't go and buy a snake, because, you know, it's just me. And if I want a snake, I'm going to go buy the snake, you know.
Now,
Plain and simple. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, nobody's going to tell me no. I'm just going to go do it then.
So, you said in the beginning you had kids. Do the kids help you at all with the rats or the snakes or any of it?
My daughter loves to help. Loves to help a lot, actually. But my son, at first he's like, screw those snakes. I don't like them. Keep them away from me. But now that he's been around him for the last year, he's actually getting to where he'll come over and he'll pet the snake, or he'll ask to hold a rat even, and he never used to do that. So it's growing on him. It really is.
And that's actually one of the best parts of vending, and especially at one of the Show Me Reptile shows, is when you get one of those people that come up to your table and they're definitely afraid of that animal. And Mickey's told this story before, and I've had it actually happen to me at the expos, and it's an amazing feeling when it happens. Is they're definitely afraid of that snake. They don't want nothing to do with it, and you have it out and you tell them, well, here, look, I'll hold the head and I'll let you just touch the tail. And they'll start out with one finger, and next thing you know, they're two fingers, and they'll walk away from your table and then come back 15, 20 minutes later, like, oh, well, I just held this snake, and they're all excited. And then you see them walking out with a new ball python.
I had that. I had that same experience with my mom, because I told my mom, oh, Mom, look, I got my first snake, and I brought her Asmo. He could fit in the palm of my hand. He was so little. And then I got my high white pied. I have a high white normal pied named Indy. Two came from Randy Allen at 219 Reptiles in Indiana. And
okay, I know who that is. Yeah.
As soon as my mom fell in love with that snake and saw that snake, she changed. Every time it's, how's my snake? When she comes over, it's, hey, get my snake out. When can I take my snake home? And my mom was definitely anti-snake, anti-everything. And I'm just like, now she wants to steal Indy. And I'm just like, nope, you can have one later on when I make another pie down the road. But for right now, that one's mine.
Right. And now Robinson Exotic Reptiles with like Paige, are you focusing on one project or multiple projects?
I actually have multiple projects going on. And in my little brain, I just picked up a leopard desert ghost. I think she might even have yellow belly, just based on how she looks. But I'm not 100%, and neither was Dao Yang. I got her from Midwest Royals in Wisconsin. Excuse me. And I have a red stripe het desert ghost picked out from Chris McDougall, actually, for her for a leopard red stripe desert ghost combo, because I've seen one of those and I just think they're pretty, and that's just kind of like a little me selfish project. Actually, most of my projects are selfish me projects. I've got my clockwork project. I have my HRA leopard project. I have her name's Caw and Alex, the noodle I named after my brother. They're another project. I just put a hold on a black pastel yellow belly pied 100% het for clown male from Andrew Jenkins at Mr. Critters in Wyoming. And he is actually going to be paired with my banana black pewter 100% het for pied at Possible Panda Pieds. And then I have a couple of red exanthic projects, and I have a blackhead ultramel pied project as well that I have going on.
Okay, and now
So
is there
I've got a few of
you-
them for sure.
Yeah, you got quite a few of them. Now, is there any of those project animals that you would like to show off?
Well, how about I can get out Eve? She's the leopard desert ghost. I have Honey. I can get her out. I can get any of them out literally right in a matter of minutes. Actually, let me get out Alex. He's right here in front of me.
Okay.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's get him out real quick. I'll get Alex out. Hold on. Yeah, see, he was right in front of me. I used his little tank. He is a coral glow pastel sugar,
Oh,
and
love
his
what
orange
you're
is
doing.
blushing. And he is a extremely high expression, high white, I guess you would say. Even the pastel on his head is going away. All these spaces in between his white will eventually be a bright orange, because he is genetically identical to his dad, which Chris McDougall has.
And
he's
what
just
does he
a
weigh up at?
what does he weigh?
Yeah.
I believe he was at 230, maybe 250 grams. He was only hatched at the end of December, and I've only had him for a couple months, but he is eating ravenously and he is getting huge. He actually shares a birthday with my daughter. And Azazel, my clockwork, he shares a birthday with my son, which I thought was really weird. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
When I picked him out, I just saw his dad and I'm like, oh, I want you. Hi. He's very curious. He's a very sweet boy. Are you going to say hi? Alex says hi.
He's a beautiful, beautiful animal. And yeah, the general is right. He says, I love all these new breeders, and the energy and excitement they bring to everything really gets me hyped up. Area reptiles, unity, and communities. And
Thank you. I'm really trying. I think if I probably hadn't lost my brother, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Oh, hi, Chris. I see him down there. Alex says hi. We've got everybody showing off. Because I got Alex from Chris also. But I don't think if I had lost my brother, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't have got that fire lit under my butt, and I wouldn't have been like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna follow my dreams, and I don't care what anybody else says. Nobody can tell me I can't. Nobody's gonna stop me. I don't
Right.
care. This is me,
I
and
love
I'm in my me era for sure.
I love it. I love it. I mean, that's what it's all about, is following that passion, following your dreams. Now, besides, and no offense, Chris, but besides Chris's animals that you have, what is your favorite animal that you have in your rack?
Eh, probably Persephone. She's my banana black pewter pepper pied. Let me go grab her real quick.
Yes, energy is crucial. We have to stay positive and work together. Most definitely. I want to have her on my podcast in a year so we can have an update on her awesome progress.
So this is Persephone. I got her from Nick Yielding at Ball Clan Reptiles, and she's
Is
just
beautiful.
I fell in love with her, and that's kind of how it happens. You fall in love and you're just like, ooh, I gotta have her, or I gotta have him. You gonna say hi?
Yes.
She is a photogenic ham for the camera. Oh, you see yourself?
That is a really good picture too. Yeah, it is.
She actually, I swear, she poses for the camera sometimes, and she actually just shed, and she is
She's
was
beautiful.
sitting at about 500 or 600 grams, I think, on her. I'd have to check my logbook because I keep track of. I got a binder. I nerded out. I got everybody kept track of weights, feeding, stuff like that. Typical breeder stuff. But I update Nick all the time on her, and everybody I get a reptile from, I'm like, hey, check her out, see how she's growing. I like to be like, good job. I like to hear that. Chris especially, he's just like, good job, they're looking great. I love it. I can't wait. I'm so glad you love them, because I love them all. I really do. They're all my babies.
Yeah, and that's the most important part, is the animals and their health and welfare. So besides that, with your business and that, you're doing the whole shop. Now, with that, do you plan on doing more of your sales online, or are you? And I mean, of course, you're going to have your brick and mortar. I'm saying, are you planning on going out vending, or are you going to do more?
I'm going to do it all. I'm doing it all. I'm going to be versatile when it comes to sales. I'm going to have my store. I'm going to do expos. I'll be on Morph Market. I'll offer shipping everywhere.
No, not Morph Market. You should go to the marketplace. Show Me Marketplace. It's a brand new up and coming thing. We're coming out with a new app, and that coming out with our own app, and it's going to be groundbreaking. So you might want to check the Show Me Marketplace out. Right now, you can go sign up online at www.showme.
Definitely, I'll definitely have to check that out. I did not know about that.
Yeah, it's
definitely going to check that out.
It's really new, so you don't have. And what I love about it myself is because it is newer, you're not flooded with all of those ads and that from everybody else. Because I've used Morph Market, and nothing against any of them. I'm not trying to get into this is better than that or anything. But personally, myself, I found that when I posted a picture of my animal and made a set, or let's say, what do they call it on? It's help me out, guys.
The review.
Not so much of the review, but when I went to post a ad for my animal, it would get buried in all of the other posts.
Yeah, because so many people use Morph Market.
Right. So it would get pushed back. So let's say you were a new person coming onto the Morph Market app and you've never bought an animal online. I posted up there. It's on page 1. All right. You go and see my animal. You really like it. now you because you're new, you're just on that. Uh, I'm iffy. I don't want to get scammed because buying online, especially a live animal, is kind of scary. Especially
Yeah.
for your
Yeah, yeah. I've done so much research when I buy online. It's insane.
So
I want
when
to make sure I'm not getting ripped off either.
right, so when you come back 2-3 days later, when you've done your research and everything, and try to find that animal, it's done buried on page 146. With the Show Me Marketplace, you don't have that. You go back 3 days later and you're still on page 1 or 2. Because it is still fairly new. So it makes it easier. And with the new app coming out, like I said, that's going to be groundbreaking for what they got planned for that.
Yeah, technology, new apps, that's the way to go, especially with the way the tech industry is going. You have to be tech savvy and able to get the word out about yourself and whatnot.
Right.
Also, marketing's a big one.
Yes. And so you might want to check out the Show Me Marketplace.
I will, for sure.
And not only that is, if you do sign up to be a vendor for the Show Me Reptile Show, you get what we are calling Mickey Bucks or rewards points. You can use those reward points for discounts on table fees and merch and stuff like that. And you can they roll over, so you can collect them. And how you actually get them is just referring to somebody to sign up to be a vendor. There's really, you can go onto the website and get all the information, but it's really a nice little perk to have.
Yeah, so, I'm hearing nothing but good things. I like what I'm hearing, for sure.
Yeah,
I like deals. I like saving money. I'm an only parent, so I'm frugal, except for when it comes to my snakes. That's actually where a lot of my money goes, because I want quality over quantity.
Right.
Quality is really important, especially when you plan on breeding down the line.
Right. Now, I have one more question for you. Usually my last question, I try to keep it a little bit more fun, more lighthearted. So if you could change lives with any cartoon character for one day, who would that be?
Oh, that's a good one. Anybody?
Any cartoon character. If you can change lives with them for one day.
I don't know. Probably Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
That was always a fun one for me. Yeah, Roger Rabbit was the nerdy one. And don't underestimate those nerdy ones. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, no, I absolutely loved it. Yeah, so I saw that. I like Andrew. He's really nice. He's been following me. Like I said, I got a snake on hold for my panda pied. Actually, her future boyfriend, he has right now. So
Roadrunner, that's some good ones. But that's about all I have for you. Could you tell anybody or everybody where they can find you at on your social media?
I am on Facebook, and I'm trying to get my Instagram going. I had to shut that down for a little while. Long story. We'll find out about that later. But I am Paige's Exotics Plus on Facebook, and even my my personal Facebook is that right now, because I tried to switch some stuff on my Instagram last night and I screwed everything up. So I'll have to fix that in 60 days when I can change my name again, I guess. So.
All right.
But yes, Facebook is the way to go to find me.
Okay. Do you have a YouTube or anything?
Not yet. I'm working on it one thing at a time. I'm learning about content and creating and all that stuff. I'm just trying to get Facebook, and with your help, I got my face out there a little bit, which is awesome. So thank you very much. And
Well, no,
I'm just really excited to keep going.
no, thank you for coming out on the show. We greatly appreciate it. And remember, with hard work, determination, and positivity, your guys' dreams too can become a reality.